Here's a quick tutorial to turn this into this in under 1 hour. So you want to find the terrain you're using. I'm using the Japanese Forest Nature Gallery, and you're just going to select these specific pieces that I'm selecting here. By now, we should have all the terrain that we need for this build. Let's begin by placing this bit here. You want to make a floor so we could align it with the build level, as we want to be able to build on our terrain. You should see what it's like when you don't have it on build level. Literally everything's in the ground. Make sure you pickaxe that as well, because you don't want to end up accidentally deleting the terrain piece and just having to start over again. So yeah, now we're going to begin doing an outline for terrain. I recommend using Grasslands 4. And there we go, you have your outline. When we're filling this in, I recommend putting on Grasslands 4 again and resizing the width and depth. We're just going to begin filling this out. You see how much memory we could have saved there? And it also reduces a lot of the lines, because this terrain for some reason has these like weird lines. You'll probably see in a minute, yeah, like that one right there. So now you've filled in your terrain. We're going to add some more level to the terrain. Just remember to make sure it's connected to the build piece, as yeah, we want to be able to build in the terrain. Okay, if you stumble into something like this, make sure you just experiment by lowering the width and depth, and yeah, there we go, we've filled it in. Okay, now we're going to use this piece, and we're going to resize the width and depth just to make it, you know, save memory, and it just looks better instead of using several pieces, because we want to have like some hill that goes up, almost like slopes up to the higher bit of the terrain to make it look less flat or less sudden. The random, you know, if it is just like one random little hill, it just, I don't know, it looks better. And we're going to use this piece here to blend in that bit, so we don't have any like bits of like resized rock like sticking out, because in my opinion that's not the best. Oh my god, I forgot how good these old music packs were. I've not listened to some of these music packs in a long time, and Jesus Christ, how have they fallen off with their jam tracks this much? Well, I think it's because they are for festivals now. You can't really like play this, right, in, you know, festivals. Alright, we're going to add one last bit. We're just going to have a slightly higher bit of terrain. We want it to be higher than the last, because, you know, we don't want it to keep every bit of elevation of the terrain to be the exact same. In my opinion, I think that's kind of boring. It doesn't really look the best in my opinion. But yeah, we're just going to make a quick little outline of this. You don't have to make your outline and stuff and everything that I'm doing so like exact or so small, because this is just, I'm only making an island as it's just easier to show in the tutorial. Also add a little slope here too, just so we can get up. But yeah, literally, this tutorial is also focused mainly on people making mini BR maps, but if you're not making a mini BR map, you could still easily do this just fine. But yeah, this is my first video on this new channel I made. I did originally have a Summer Meat channel before where I did do Fortnite create tutorials, but that was like back in 2022. I took a massive break because, you know, I've been working on the you know, Battle Royale map, Fight Night, if you know what that is. Okay, so this is how our island's coming across so far. You know, this is just a little shape we have. I think it's looking pretty good. Like I said, you don't have to make it yours an island if you don't want to. This is just for the tutorial really, and you know, if it fits your build, then that's perfect. We're going to use this piece as well, just because it, you know, makes it feel less like boring. The corners of the terrain, it adds a lot more shape to it. If we just place this a few times. Okay, now back in the Japanese Spring Nature Gallery, we get this. I love this piece so much. This is the best piece in my opinion. This can make terrain that looks kind of bad look fantastic. It's so good at making little cliffs. If you ever need to pause this video at any time, feel free to and just come back to it, because obviously I'm skipping ahead as you know, I'm putting it on a faster speed. Just because it's easier. This video would take like an hour if I wasn't doing that. You know, we're just going to place these as well, these pieces here. I don't even know what you can call them. Like, they are kind of like cliffs, but they also are like hills at the same time. I think they're really nice, but you know, moderation is the best way to, you know, place it in my opinion. You know, same way all the terrain is, different pieces is, except from the main one obviously. Just because I think it could look very like spammed if you're not like placing it in moderate amounts. This piece here gives some of the smoothest hills ever. Make sure you resize all the terrain. Always resize and try to rotate it in different angles. Like doing that alone, just with anything you're placing in creative that isn't like interior. Actually, even rotating interior and resizing it could look good as well. I think it makes it look so much better, because it could look very boring at times if it's just all the same. It just in general looks better. I'm sure like everyone would agree with that if you were to ask them. But yeah, just keep on placing this around all over the map. It adds a lot. Something cool about this terrain is you could always rotate it, like at any different angle. It could look like an entirely different piece from just how you use it and how you rotate it. Like look at that right there, and then adding this hero, it just looks so much better in my opinion. Like look how much better that looks than just the initial piece itself. Like it feels like it blends in way more to the rest of the terrain. Since I used a good island, we're going to do Seabed. If you're doing a seabed, best pieces to use are this. Honestly, I never thought this would look good until my friend suggested trying to use these pieces. I thought they were insane, but this honestly is such a good piece. Resize this right now to the, it's not max, I don't think there even is a max this, but just resize the width and depth to good size, because it costs a lot of memory and it's a lot of time. You got to make sure this doesn't happen when you're build, so make sure you align it properly. Make it as deep as you can, but also make it so it's hard to describe it. You just want it to be a good level where the piece we're going to use for the shores fit. Okay, now we just fill this in quickly. It won't take that long. And that's our seabed finished. Okay, now resize the width and the depth of this piece, because you want to be able to use this as our shore. Like look how good that looks. Like make sure you're using Grid Snap 4 as well, because you want the textures to align. And yeah, this is just an easy shore, and it looks good. It looks genuinely good. Maybe there's a few bits of the bottom that stick out, but honestly I think that looks good. Like look how nice that looks right there. It looks beautiful in my. And the Japanese Spring Nature Gallery for our nature. You could use whatever nature you want, but personally I think if you're doing a grassland, the Japanese Nature Gallery is probably the best. Also use the Tip Top Terrace Gallery if you're trying to get any pine trees. Yeah, the reason why I say it's the best is because I think the Chapter 6 terrain is the best personally. And the Chapter 6 terrain is so vibrant, and it looks so nice, and there's so much hills, there's so much more pieces compared to the Chapter 7 terrain. The Chapter 7 terrain has awful render distance, and it's also a lot more darker. It really reminds me more of that Chapter 5 look, and I'm not really the biggest fan of that, but you might be, so choose that if that's what you want. With your nature, please make sure you resize it and rotate it constantly, because it looks so much better if you do that. Because it could look, in my opinion, it doesn't look nice at all when it's just not being rotated, and it's just especially never, in my personal opinion, I've been doing this for since 2019. Never ever use Grid Snap when doing nature. It just does not look nice at all. But I really hope by the end of this build you will be able to impress your friends, and you'll have something that you're proud of yourself. I would love to be able to see some of your work and hear from what you use, like what kind of maps you make and stuff. Because I miss that old community when Fortnite Creative used to have. I don't really see much of that anymore. There doesn't really seem to be much people making videos on Fortnite Creative anymore, which is sad because it used to be such a nice community. If you haven't done so already, I highly recommend you subscribing to this channel, as I have so much content ideas around Fortnite Creative, if you're into Fortnite Creative and tutorials about Fortnite Creative and just even videos about talking about just the state of Fortnite Creative, I highly recommend subscribing, as this is exactly what this channel is about. And liking this video and leaving a comment, as it pushes this video out to more people, and it just is a lot more motivating to make more videos. But yeah, with the pine trees, yeah, make sure you're like resizing them a lot, and I like to have them in little groups, like 2 to 3 to sometimes 4, or even just a single one by itself. I like them being together, like, or if they're not together, like having them kind of like isolated as well. And that's just how I like pine trees. Everyone has their own style. These small pine trees as well, just add these around. They add a lot to to build as well. But yeah, this is just how I want to do this. Like I said before, you could do it any way you want if it doesn't fit with your build that you're making. Yes, adds like these logs. Just it looks like good having this. It really fills out the floor of the build. Like just you don't want to have it just completely just empty with grass. It just adds so much. Like it really does. I'm probably gonna do a lot of the propping for this, just the finishing touches off camera, just because I don't really want it to be. It is too much. Like I was really looking at it, and there's no way I could have all the propping and stuff as well, just because it is mainly a terrain tutorial as well, terrain and nature. I don't really want to make this video like, well, I had to cut it down so much because the video was like I think it was like just under 50 minutes. It was a ridiculous amount of time, and there's no way anyone's sitting through that to watch it. I mean, and there's no chance I'm editing that either. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna get our rocks for the build as well. Yeah, we'll get our rocks from the Japanese Spring Nature Gallery again. Now we got all our rocks, we're just going to place these around. I like to have them kind of close to the cliffs, and always make sure to rotate these at different angles, because these rocks, like, you don't even need to have that much rock, just rotating all these different angles. It makes them look so different. Like, look at that there, right there, that doesn't even look like the same rock I placed beside that little cliff. I am so excited for the future of this channel. I have so much ideas, which I've had for years. I just never made another channel. So yeah, like I said, I've been focusing on my friend's channel for like 4 years. So if you have any ideas for like videos to post on this channel, let me know, because like I really want to do this again, and I'm looking for any sort of like ideas to make videos about. And that is the tutorial finished. I hope you enjoyed. I really hope you were able to build something that you like. Like I want you personally to be able to make something that you're proud of, to be able to show your friends, and just improve as a creator at Fortnite Creative, because there isn't much like stuff in the Fortnite 1.0 community, and it's a shame. If you did enjoy this video, like I said, please make sure to like and subscribe, and join my Discord server, which will be in the description of this video. Let me know about your builds in the comments.